Please, Republicans, when your opposition, the Democrats, are making such blatant and obvious mistakes, don't help them out. Let them stumble, let them fall, because we are seeing more and more headlines like this one coming out. Senior admin official tells Politico Biden is not a pleasant person and staffers are scared crapless of him, right? We're seeing more and more calls to replace Biden, but we're also seeing more and more calls to rally around Biden. There is infighting, and that, of course, means there is weakness, and we need to capitalize on that. So we're seeing more and more stories like this, basically exposing what Biden actually is. So down here we have a quote from an anonymous source, according to Politico. It's like, you can't include that. That will set him off, or put that in. He likes that, said one senior administration official. It's a Rorschach test, not a briefing, because he is not a pleasant person to be around when he's being briefed. It's very difficult, and people are scared crapless of him. The official said he doesn't take advice from anyone other than those few top aides, and it becomes a perfect storm because he just gets more and more isolated from their efforts to control it, all right? Yes, we are seeing more and more reports that Joe Biden, of course, is losing it cognitively, and that leads oftentimes to some angry feelings in people who just can't seem to function like they used to. But of course, this is all being reflected because of the horrible performance Joe Biden gave in the last debate, as we can see pointed out here from CNN.
Do we have new poll numbers for President Biden post-debate?
We do. You know, CBS News YouGov conducted some polling post-debate. We can compare it to the pre-debate numbers. And the bottom line, Alice, it's not any good. It's not any good. Look at this. Voters who say that Biden has the mental health to be president. It was just 35% pre-debate. Look where it's dropped to now post-debate, 27%. How about that he should be running for president? It was 37% pre-debate. It's now 28%. I have never seen numbers this bad for an incumbent president during my lifetime. I mean, that mental health to be president, just 27%. You might say, okay, you know, that's low, but a lot of people thought Biden was too old back in 2020. These numbers look nothing like this back in 2020. These numbers were bad already. And the truth is, Allison, they have gotten just considerably worse, even in just a few days after that first presidential debate.
Yes, Biden's obvious cognitive decline is affecting the polls, as it has been for quite some time, but now it's like gone into overdrive, right? The amount of people who think Biden can handle the job is dropping steeply. And as we can see here, things that were not in play earlier, like New Hampshire, are now, of course, coming into play for Donald Trump. And a shocking poll shows a 12-point post-debate swing toward Trump in New Hampshire, right? We were not talking about this state. This was not a swing state. This was not a battleground state, but now it is, because that is a massive swing towards Donald Trump. And as you can see down here, Trump is now +5 and Biden is -7. And just a little while ago, Biden was +10 and +9. Huge swings in momentum. Trump has all of the tailwind helping him out. And of course, other people are now jumping on the bandwagon here, like Nate Silver, right? The person the left loves to hold up as being basically the prophet. He knows what's going to be happening. Biden plunges even further in Nate Silver's election forecast. Not great news for the president. If we look over here, we can see that, yes, according to the national poll, Donald Trump is at 43% and Joe Biden is at 40.3%. So Donald Trump is leading nationally. And this is so important because back in 2016, when Trump did not win the popular vote against Hillary Clinton, that basically gave them an opportunity, them being the left, to come out and say, you see, he's an illegitimate president. He knows he lost because he only won the Electoral College, which of course is the law of the land, but the majority of the people were actually against him. So now we have Donald Trump beating Joe Biden by nearly 3 points. So this is huge. This would erase all of the naysayers who say that, oh, he didn't win legitimately. He's not a legitimate president. So, of course, all of this has led to open talk about replacing Joe Biden. As I mentioned at the beginning, you have the two camps, the people saying, hey, we got to get rid of him, and the people rallying around him. And one of those people is Bill Maher. Yes, Bill Maher still backs Gavin Newsom for president, wants Joe Biden to step aside because obviously Biden can't win. So let's go ahead and check this out. So I used to be very worried about Gavin Newsom. He is a slick talker. As you just saw, he's sitting there actually saying, oh, it's not my fault California sucks. These homelessness problems, right? The high taxes, the regulations, all that stuff. I'm against it too, right? We have to work together to come to some solutions. You've been in power for many years and have done nothing to fix the state. People are fleeing your state in droves, in no small part because of the woke leftism you are embodying. And yes, he actually did come out and defend DEI and CRT and all the crazy sexualized material in children's books by blaming Republicans and saying, oh, they actually want to ban books. No, we just want them out of the schools. We're not actually banning books. We're removing them from children's libraries in elementary and middle schools, you moron. But of course, here's the excellent news. If you replace Joe Biden with Gavin Newsom, guess what? Nothing really changes. Down here, you can see that, yes, one group of polls conducted by the Data for Progress showed Trump beating out a host of big-name replacements for Biden, which included California Governor Gavin Newsom. So in the poll, Trump topped Newsom 47 to 44%. All right? So even if you replace Joe Biden with Gavin Newsom, California is such a crap show, and Gavin Newsom has made himself front and center so everyone knows it's a crap show, that he still loses to Donald Trump. But also notice that Donald Trump beats Kamala Harris 48 to 45 right here, okay? And speaking of Kamala Harris, there's a growing faction inside the Democrat Party that says, hey, if you're gonna replace Biden, it had better be Kamala Harris. Check this out.
First of all, Stephen, who are we agreeing? There's a long list of Democrats: Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer. The list goes on and on and on. You've named 4 or 5 people. Where is their consensus? You've got to build consensus, and there is not consensus right now. If you pick a white man over Kamala Harris, black women, I can tell you this, we're going to walk away. We're going to blow the party up. If you pick the black woman...
Where you going to walk away to, Ariva? Where you going to walk away to? You going to walk away? You ain't going to walk away to Trump?
Over Kamala Harris. So where are we getting agreement from on who this ideal Democratic candidate should be? Tell me that. Nobody's told me who it should be. And then tell me how you're going to get the 4,000 delegates, which I am one of them. I'm a delegate coming from California. So who's going to step out? One, tell Joe Biden you got to step aside. Because everybody's not being mature about this process. Joe Biden is not just the president. There's a whole team of people. There's an administration. So if Joe Biden, when he gets reelected, which my prediction is that he will, he brings with him Kamala Harris, the most diverse administration in the history of this country.
So the left, of course, has been indoctrinating its members with the radical ideas that all that really matters is race and gender. And guess what? Now it's turning around to bite them in the butt, because the only person who's really less popular than Joe Biden is Kamala Harris. But if you don't actually put Kamala Harris into that position of president, if Joe Biden gets ousted, all these black women are going to walk away and blow the Democrat Party up. They are stumbling over themselves with problems they themselves have created, and I love watching it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.